So my friend Sage is having a little bit of trouble hitting some high notes, or she doesn't necessarily know what can make her hit high notes better. So I'm going to give a little video here on some advice for that. I took voice lessons for about 7 or 8 years, so I do remember a little bit of the classical stuff and how to hit those high notes. First, you asked if you should do it using your stomach voice, and basically, whenever you breathe, you should always breathe out of your diaphragm. If you didn't know that already, I'm just going to say it now, is that you should breathe everything like you're filling up your stomach with air rather than your chest, and that's going to give you the power to hit those high notes. Another thing to keep in mind is to think about, so you have 3 voices, so you have a chest voice, a middle voice, and a head voice, and for me, it always helped to visualize it. So I thought about singing my chest voice out of my chin area. Those are usually some pretty easy notes to hit depending on your range. And then you want to sing your middle range out of like your sinus cavities right here under your eyes, or like right into your nose area. You want to think about singing your notes out of that part of your face, and then your head voice you want to sing out of your forehead. So you want to think about just projecting that note or those notes right out of your forehead. So the chorus throughout the majority of the song goes a little something like this. But it was not your fault but mine, and it was your heart on the line. I really fucked it up this time, didn't I, my dear? So that's kind of the main chorus, and it's not that difficult. Without warming up, it's pretty relatively easy to sing. But I know you're a little concerned about the end note where she goes up a lot higher. So really think about launching those notes right out of your forehead. And warming up is definitely a good thing to do if you're going to perform it in front of people, if you're going to record it. If you want it to sound really, really good quality, warming up is always a really good idea. And there's a bunch of websites that you could probably Google for vocal warm-ups that'll send you through a good set of warm-up progressions for you, and that definitely helps, and it helps you lift your palate and really get those high notes. But I'm going to attempt to sing this. This is me without warming up. So I'm really going to try to launch that high note right out of my forehead. So, but it was not your fault but mine, and it was your heart on the line. I really fucked it up this time, didn't I, my dear? So it was a little shaky, and I could feel my voice straining on those high notes. But again, I didn't warm up or anything. That was just me trying to demonstrate, really thinking about sending those notes right out of the top of my forehead. If you're really still not comfortable singing those notes, you can work up to it. You can do a couple little variations just to make it sound different from the rest of the song. You don't have to do it exactly like she did in the cover. So you could do something like, but it was not your fault but mine, and it was your heart on the line. I really fucked it up this time, didn't I, my dear? So you can try just like varying it in a different way, and that sometimes can just like make it sound really different and really unique without necessarily having to hit really high notes. And sometimes that's really hard to struggle with. And I know a lot of singers, especially when performing, if they feel like they're having an off night where they can't really hit those high notes, they definitely resort to just varying it up in a lower range or something like that. So I hope this helps, Sage, and if you have any more questions, you can go ahead and ask me.